What if the reason your life keeps repeating itself isn't because you're doing something wrong, but because you're still identifying as something too small? What if the stress you feel, the anxiety about the future, the emotional reactions you can't seem to control are not failures, but signals of awakening? Most people believe awakening is about becoming better, wiser, more spiritual. But the final phase of awakening is not about becoming anything. It's about realizing what you already are. For years, you were taught to see yourself as a body with a mind, reacting, adapting, surviving in an overwhelming world. And quietly, you wondered why peace never lasts, why clarity comes and goes. Here is the truth few are ready to hear. As long as you see yourself as someone inside reality, you will feel at the mercy of it. But there comes a quiet moment when something shifts. You stop trying to control life and begin to observe it. In that moment, stress loosens, anxiety softens, old patterns dissolve. This is the final phase of awakening. Not when you fix the mind, not when you heal the past, but when you realize you were never separate from reality. Quantum physics calls this the observer effect. Ancient traditions discovered it through breath and meditation. These paths now converge into one realization. You are not reacting to the field. You are not navigating the field. You are the field, focused through a body, a breath, a moment. When this realization lands, everything changes. You move from reaction to creation, from effort to alignment. This is not theory. This is a lived shift in consciousness. If something deeper has been calling you, stay with me, because what you're about to remember was never lost. It was simply forgotten. And now it's returning. You are not a failure. You are simply caught inside automatic patterns that were never consciously chosen. The thoughts that loop in your mind and the emotions that rise automatically are not signs of weakness. They are the result of deeply ingrained emotional and neurological conditioning stored in the body itself. Every repeated reaction wires the brain, and every familiar emotion trains the nervous system. Over time, the body learns these patterns so well that they begin to run automatically. This is why forcing change, thinking positively, or trying harder rarely works. You are trying to solve the problem from the same level of consciousness that created it. True transformation does not begin in effort. It begins in awareness. When you observe patterns instead of identifying with them, the cycle begins to break. What you once called your personality is often just memorized emotional responses. The deepest addiction is not to people or situations. It is emotional. Fear, anxiety, guilt, anger, once protective, become familiar and neurologically rewarding. The nervous system prefers the known, even when the known is painful. These emotions become an identity, a baseline the body always returns to. But the moment you see emotions as experiences, not who you are, the grip loosens. Awareness breaks identification. Observation interrupts automation. You were not broken. You were trained to survive. And survival is not the same as living. When a pattern is fully seen, it can no longer run unconsciously. This is the doorway to real awakening, remembering who you are beneath conditioning. The final stage of awakening begins the moment the search ends. Not because you found something new, but because you stopped looking for what was never missing. Enlightenment is not an achievement in the future, not a reward earned through effort, purification, or endless becoming. It is a remembering, a quiet realization that what you were seeking has always been the awareness looking through your own eyes. The mind believes awakening is a destination, something that happens later, after enough healing, meditation, or understanding. But the final phase arrives when that belief collapses, and becoming itself is seen as part of the dream. The seeker dissolves, because the seeker was never the one who was conscious, only an idea appearing in consciousness. In this recognition, effort relaxes. The nervous system softens. The constant inner striving grows quiet. You are no longer trying to fix or transcend yourself, because you see the self was only a pattern, not your true nature. What remains is simple and intimate, awareness aware of itself, presence resting in presence. This is why the journey ends where it begins. You do not arrive somewhere else. You arrive here. Presence has always been present, silently witnessing every thought, every emotion, every moment of seeking. The search was the only veil. When it falls away, life continues, but it is lived differently. You are no longer becoming someone. You recognize yourself as the field in which becoming happens. You do not become enlightened. You remember that you are the awareness in which all experiences appear. At the final phase of awakening, something subtle yet irreversible begins to happen. The sense of I you once defended starts to loosen. You still function in daily life, but inwardly you recognize that this I is no longer the center of reality. Thoughts arise, emotions move, memories surface, but they are no longer experienced as who you are. This is the collapse of the individual self, not through force, but through clarity. Identity shifts from being a person in the world to being the space in which the world appears. You no longer feel like a fragment inside existence. You recognize yourself as the field itself. Fear weakens because there is no longer a solid someone to protect. Life is no longer something that happens to you. It is something happening within you. You stop trying to fix yourself because you see there was never anything broken. You are here, not as a story, not as an identity, but as the space watching life unfold. The moment you realize you are a quantum field is not an idea you understand. It is a recognition you feel, changing how reality is experienced from the inside out. It begins when the old assumption quietly dissolves, the belief that you are a small self moving inside a vast universe. Instead, something undeniable reveals itself. You are not inside the universe. The universe is arising within you. Every sensation, sound, thought, and image appears inside awareness, not outside of it. Consciousness is no longer felt as something trapped behind the eyes, but as an open field in which the entire world unfolds. In this realization, the boundary between observer and observed begins to soften. You are no longer watching reality from a distance. You are participating in its emergence. Physics calls this the observer effect, but what you experience is more intimate. Perception itself becoming form. Your consciousness is not separate from the quantum field. It is the field, briefly focused as perspective. And at this stage, effort begins to fall away, because you see reality does not respond to force, but to coherence. When the nervous system lives in fear or urgency, the field mirrors contraction and repetition. But when awareness rests in presence, calm, and emotional clarity, the field reorganizes itself naturally. Reality shifts not because you try to change it, but because the signal you embody has changed. Emotional frequency becomes more powerful than thought, and intention becomes a way of being. The field is always listening, not to what you say, but to what you are. And from this place, reality rearranges itself quietly, reflecting the truth you have remembered. You were never separate from the field shaping your life. You have always been it. The body is no longer understood as a prison that traps consciousness, but as a living gate through which consciousness experiences itself in form. For most of life, the body feels like a limitation, a source of pain, fear, desire, aging, and distraction. Something to escape in order to be spiritual. But in the final phase of awakening, this misunderstanding dissolves. You realize the body was never the problem, it was the doorway. The body is not what binds awareness, it is what grounds awareness into the present moment. When consciousness forgets itself, the body feels heavy and reactive. When consciousness remembers itself, the body becomes transparent. It becomes a finely tuned interface between the formless and the formed. And the key that unlocks this interface is breath. Breath exists in both worlds, voluntary and involuntary. You can control it, yet it also moves without you. That is why breath becomes the bridge between identity and presence, between thought and being, between matter and the quantum field. When breath is unconscious, the nervous system stays locked in survival. When breath becomes conscious, the nervous system begins to relax, soften, and reorganize. As breathing slows and deepens, the body stops signaling danger, and the mind stops scanning for threats. In this state, awareness naturally expands. You are no longer trying to escape the body, you are listening through it. Each inhale invites awareness into form. Each exhale releases stored tension, emotion, and identity. Over time, breath dissolves the illusion of separation. The body is felt as vibrational, not fixed, a movement within a much larger field. Sensations arise and pass without ownership. Emotions flow without resistance. The body becomes a quiet, intelligent instrument rather than a cage. Conscious breathing is not a technique, it is a remembrance. When the body feels safe, awareness rests naturally in the present, and the body reveals itself as sacred technology. This practice has the power to completely transform your life, not by changing who you are, but by revealing who you have always been beneath conditioning. In the first week, you begin by learning how to separate your awareness from your body. This may sound mysterious, but it is deeply practical and grounded. Your body is a record of the past. Every cell carries memories of emotions you have repeated. Every neural pathway reflects who you used to be. As long as consciousness remains trapped in this body-mind identity, you continue living from yesterday, reacting instead of choosing. This practice gently breaks that identification. It guides you back to pure awareness, the observer behind every thought, emotion, and sensation. Not to escape the body, but to experience it from a place of presence instead of memory. Find a quiet space and gently sit down. Let your spine rise naturally, your head softly aligned, your body supported without effort. Rest both hands lightly on your knees, palms facing upward. Let the thumb and middle finger touch gently, the remaining fingers completely relaxed. Slowly close your eyes, purse your lips, raise your tongue to your palate, and begin to focus on your body as if you are seeing yourself clearly from within. Start at the top of your head. Notice your hair, its shape, its presence. Move awareness gently to your face and skin. Become aware of your closed eyes, your nose, your lips. Without judgment, without sensation, only location in space. Move awareness down through the neck and shoulders, into the arms, forearms, hands, and each finger. Do not move. Allow the entire body to become still. You are not feeling the body, you are locating it. Continue down the spine, the heart, the chest, the abdomen, the hips, thighs, calves, and feet. Observe your body as an object in space, something you are aware of, not who you are. After 15 to 20 minutes, something profound happens. You realize you are not the body, but the awareness observing it. This realization creates distance between you and your past. You are no longer living from yesterday. Now imagine warm water slowly rising from your feet, calm, soothing, effortless. As the water rises, the parts of your body beneath it gently fade from awareness, dissolving into space. Eventually, your entire body disappears from awareness. Only consciousness remains, floating in an infinite ocean. This is not visualization. It is felt imagination, experienced, not forced. At first, the body may resist. It may itch, tense, or urge you to move. This is normal. Do not react. Observe the sensation. Bring awareness to where resistance feels strongest. Remain with the discomfort. Within minutes, the brain shifts into a deeper state where change begins. Here, you are no longer reliving the past. You are accessing the field of possibility. Week 2 continues this practice, releasing stored emotional energy through surrender, not analysis. Week 3 breaks the habit of being yourself by rehearsing new responses to old triggers. By week 4, after 28 days, you shift from reacting to life to creating it. You become less reactive, more present, and deeply aligned. Synchronicities appear. Peace settles in. Not because life is perfect, but because you remember the truth. You are not separate from reality. You are the observer, the creator, the energetic field itself. Continue this daily practice. Keep your energy clear and let your life begin again from here. When this work becomes a daily practice, even for just 15 to 30 minutes a day, something profound begins to unfold. Not dramatically at first, but quietly, steadily, and unmistakably. In the beginning, the changes are subtle. Situations that once triggered instant reactions no longer hook you in the same way. The nervous system begins to settle. Instead of reacting automatically, you pause, you observe. And that pause is not weakness, it is power. Over time, the space between stimulus and response grows wider. And within that space, freedom begins to emerge. Emotional freedom does not mean emotions disappear. It means they move through you without defining you. Fear, anger, sadness, and stress may still arise, but they dissolve naturally without leaving a trace behind. As old emotional patterns release, the mind becomes clearer. Mental noise fades. Overthinking softens. Presence begins to feel natural. It no longer requires effort. You are simply here. Around the 28-day mark, something surprising happens. Life itself begins to respond differently. Synchronicities appear, unexpected meetings, timely opportunities, insights arriving exactly when needed. This is not coincidence, it is coherence. When your inner state stabilizes, the outer world reorganizes to match. You are no longer pushing life forward. You are moving with it. A deep inner peace begins to anchor itself, not because life is perfect, but because you are no longer at war with reality. This calm extends into the body. Chronic stress softens. The nervous system begins to regulate. Breathing becomes deeper and more natural. Sleep improves. Energy stabilizes. The body begins to heal, not because it is forced to, but because it is finally allowed to return to balance. This is not a quick fix. It is a recalibration of your entire system, mind, body, and energy. And once this foundation is built, transformation is no longer something you chase. It becomes who you are.